All right. So I'm going to, well, first of all, you guys, I, all right, we need to just, can we just, can we not right now? It's so stinking loud. So loud. Sounds like someone's trying to break into my house. Okay. Um, I want to talk about this time of year. I think that this is so big. Okay. This is my 13th. God, that's really crazy. This is my, where am I? Where am I at? Where am I at? I can't find myself. There we go. Okay. Okay. This is my 13th fall season. And if you guys listen to anything that I talk about ever, there's like five things that I always want you guys to always listen to me about. Hi, Kylie. But I really want you guys to hear me when I say that the magic of your future is created in this season. Like I just so badly want you guys to know and understand this, okay? And there is a reason for this. When I started my business, when I very first got started, it was 2013. I got started in August. And August is typically the slowest month of the year. Okay, so I want you guys, as you're working this business, as your volume grows, I want you guys to know that August is typically one of the most like it's normally like lowest enrollments. Your volume might fluctuate up and down depending on what's going on. That is so normal for August. I want you to know. Always for the last 13 years, August was always that month. So I remember when I got started, and oh my gosh, it was so hard. When I got started, it was $100 to start that business, and that was in 2013. And I don't know if you guys can probably agree, but $100 then is definitely like $150, $200 now, right? Like it's pretty much like hand in hand the most equivalent thing, right? And I remember being so excited for my business because I needed this so bad. How many of you guys need this business so freaking bad? It's like it's and it's so hard because some people just don't even get it. It's not like a matter of like, oh, that would be nice, or oh, this would be, such a nice hobby, or oh, like whatever. It's like, no, dude, like I need this like life or death so freaking bad. I've done all the other things. I don't want to have to go leave my kids, or I don't, just whatever your circumstances are. That's exactly how it was for me. And so when I got started during this season, dude, I talked to so many people all the time, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know what I didn't know what I was doing in this exact same season in fall, because this September is officially the fall season of the year, okay, regardless of what your weather's like. I had no idea that what I was doing in September, October, November, and December completely catapulted and exploded my business. Sorry, I have black stuff all over my hand from trying to fix my bread machine. We were knee deep in that sucker, okay? So we're going to talk about that tonight, but we're going to talk a lot about mindset and detaching from your goal. And I know that that sounds so weird, but I want you guys to know that what we're going to talk about tonight, detachment from the thing that you want, how detaching from it is actually going to help you create and bring in to your life what it is that you want into your business, okay? And then we're also going to talk a little bit more about this season. Because what you do right now, you guys, what you do right now, you're building your Black Friday paycheck. What you do right now is the foundation that you build to what can happen next year. And it's so special and so cool that we have now switched convention from being in the middle of the year, from being right at the beginning of the year. And we have more product launches. I've had my eyeballs, I, I can't. Try not to say, okay, I'm trying not to say too much because I'm not supposed to say certain things. Okay, I almost said things that I shouldn't have said. Okay, hold on. All right, so let's go over this, okay? And you guys, can you guys comment in the chat? Are you alive? Did school start? What's happening? Okay. Also, because I couldn't see the chat, I just want to be honest for a second. Carissa said loofah. Okay, it wanted me to only message Carissa. That's what was happening. School started 3 weeks ago. Katie's alive. School's started back in business. It's rough, man. And that's a huge part of why this time of year is the hardest time of year. Just so you know, this is why it is the hardest time of year. because people are going back to school. So parents are spending money on school supplies, back to school stuff, like priorities just shift in August, just so you guys know. So some of you guys had killer August, and some of you guys, you were in seed planting season, and that's fine. Okay. So September to remember. We're gonna go over some announcements, some key things that I really want you guys to know too, okay? Okay, so first things first, if you guys do not know this, now you do. This is your reminder. September is the month that we launch Happy Pay. Okay, it is official. We're going to be launching Happy Pay. Daily Happy Pay begins after September 15th. It has to begin after that point because that is when we close out the month for last month. Okay, so just what this says, and I'll read this to you. Okay, um, beginning September 15th, when you make a product sale to a new customer or brand partner, you will see that commission in your bank account as soon as the next day, which is so freaking exciting. This is all about rewarding your momentum. Many influencers and affiliates are earning 3% and waiting 90 to 120 days to get paid. I love what Alden shared, you guys. So Alden's just doing stuff on TikTok Shop, which is so exciting. But she shared the other day, and if you guys didn't see it, she shared the other day how she had to sell, it was like 180 things in order to make $500. And she's like, with Amare, five to make the exact same thing. This is why what we do, this business will always trump any other affiliate opportunities that are out there. Go do whatever it is that you want to do, right? Like be a vessel of abundance. I love that. Money coming in from every direction at me, and amen, right? But this business will always pay you for your efforts the most. This will be what gives you residual income the most over anything else. So the daily pay is going to start after the 15th. So what you guys are going to see, instead of waiting like your weekly pay, how we get paid per week, the weekly pay is going to switch to daily pay. So when you are talking to your potentials and they're like, how long is it going to take me to get paid? You literally say tomorrow. How freaking cool is that? And you want to know what's going to be really exciting too? Is that every single stinking time you guys enroll someone and you see these pay notifications come in, that's just going to hype you up even more and make it to be even more exciting. Imagine if you enrolled a customer or a brand partner every single freaking day. Imagine if every single day your account was like 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, like going crazy. You know what I mean? How freaking exciting is that? So we're so excited for that, okay? Really, side note, I know what's going to be announced on this call, and there's another part of this call that I don't know if they're going to be able to announce because it might take an extra week. You guys want to be on this call, okay? There's going to be an announcement that I just it's it's really exciting because it's enabling us to do things a little bit better. And it's something that I've truly just never seen like any other company do. And this means a lot. I'm very, very excited for it. Okay. So tomorrow at 6 Mountain Time, so that's 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Okay. Even if you have to, um, just listen. I want you guys to make sure that you're going to be on this call, and I'll make sure to share this link because it's going to be a StreamYard. Okay. But I want you guys to make sure that you are going to be on this call tomorrow. Okay. Big news. All right. The next thing. Okay. And I remind me too, because I also want to talk really quick about updates with um our builder app too. Okay. So this month also, and again, I've never seen anything like this. This month, we also have a compensation plan increase. Okay. So the minimum payout for your customers after their first time, 7 o'clock Central, Kim. Okay. 7 o'clock Central. So from September 15th going forward, we are doubling the amount that you are getting paid on all of your customer reorders. Okay. And we are officially starting 20% payout on all customer volume over 1,000 in volume. Okay. I want you guys to know that I've never seen that with any other company. We already get paid vastly more, up to 38% for our customers, that's more than any other company. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Has anybody ever been with a company where you're making 10 to 15% and that's it? It's just like that's it. It doesn't matter. You're not getting paid crap for customers. It doesn't even pay you barely to get a customer. That's not how we are at Amare. You get rewarded so freaking well. We really have an affiliate program style compensation plan for our customer side that allows you to promote up the ranks. You guys, you can promote to every single rank with just customer volume. So it's this month that not only are we launching Happy Pay, but we're also having the increase on your customer payouts, which is so freaking big. Okay. This does not happen. Companies do not do this. Normally they give you something and then they take other things away. It'll be like, okay, no more Path to Paradise trip or something like that. And that's not what we're doing. So I hope you guys are so excited for that. Um, really quick before I talk about this, I don't talk personally, like um, when we get you guys launched for your business, okay, we have you go through the new brand partner training. How many of you guys have gone through the new brand partner training in the board as new brand partners? Do you guys love that? I hope you do. It'll just continue to get better and better and better, but I love that not only it's easy for you, it's easy for whoever you enroll. So if Amanda enrolls a brand partner, she goes through that training and she can give it to someone else. These are duplicatable, very, very simple systems. Okay. I love them so much. So one of the tools that we have for free with Amare is the Amare Builder app. This is free. Most other companies make you pay for your back office and your website and apps and stuff like that. They have you pay anywhere from um, $20 to $40 a month. So the Amare Builder app is free. I don't ever really talk about it that much because all of the resources that were on the Builder app were on our website. And so I felt like it's just one of those things where when we have all these different tools and all these Facebook groups and all these trainings and all this stuff that it can become really overwhelming. When we had our convention at the end of July and they announced the updates and the upgrades to what they're going to be doing to the Builder app, I'm so freaking excited because it just simplifies our business, but it gives us a reason to really use it. Okay. So if you guys don't have it, it is completely free. It is the Amare Builder app. Not only does this have graphics, trainings, there's free graphics in here for you to use. I think that there are like reels, like videos and stuff like that too. There's trainings, you can access your shopping cart links, but starting this month, also again after the 15th, so when we close out August, after the 15th, you're going to see an update, and we are now going to be having that Focus on 5 tracker right in our Builder app. So you're not going to have to go into the back office to see that. So this is really going to be like, and I believe it's going to have your volume and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it will switch over. So previous, our Focus on 5, they had to be 100 PV orders for the Focus on 5, and now it can be any increment of order. That's going to show up also. The ticker is going to flip over, and you're now going to be able to see like those smaller orders added up. Amen. Because it was a bitch trying to like figure out how you're like, oh, Susan got 47, I think, like trying to add them all up, right? So all of that's going to be updated. Okay. So make sure that you guys do have the Amari Builder app. Okay. All right. Also, this will be also in the training and this will be shared as well. But if you guys are not on here, make this and like a little, what's it called? What are these little freaking things called? App. Make it an app on your home screen. On iPhone, you can do it. I don't know if you can do it or not on your app or Android. The amarehub.com, you guys, this is amazing. I want you guys to know how to build this business, whether or not like I exist. Widget, thank you very much. Okay. I want you guys to know how to build this business. And a part of knowing how to build your business with or without me, like I don't want you waiting on me, right? Is to be able to have tools like this. We launched this at convention. I have begged for this on our diamond and above calls and roundtables that we have because I want you guys to be able to, instead of being like, Jade, is there a promotion? Jade, what's going on with this? And like, what if I don't know, fell off the face of the earth, right? I want you guys to be able to have these tools. So you're going to go to amarehub.com, add it as a widget or an app to your home screen. That's how I have mine. It's super quick for me to go there. And it has news and announcements and promotions and the FAQs and all of this stuff. all of the daily pay, all of the stuff for Path to Paradise, product information, product videos, all of these things are loaded right onto the Amare Hub. How many of you guys have not used it one time? Tell me, be honest. This is something that I want you guys to make sure that you are using. It is literally, I don't know if you can even see my phone screen. That's too low. It is a widget right on my thing. It opens right up. Welcome to the hub. When you're a diamond and above leader, you have a special login. And so I get to input all of my ideas and a whole bunch of stuff to corporate all the time. But right here, we've got current promotions. We've got September 15th, 1st to the 15th, free brand partner enrollment for new brand partners, the tier promotion, August 22nd to December 31st, free convention tickets with launch pack purchases. All of this stuff is going to be right here. Okay. All right. Now, to this month and next month, this is the last months for the go all in bonuses. Make sure that you guys know that when you promote to silver and above, you're going to get an additional at silver, you're going to get additional $125 a month added to your paycheck. At gold, you get an extra $250 a month added to your paycheck. Okay. So make sure you guys have this. Yeah, Becky. And I really think that once the Builder app has the like focus on five ticker and all of that information on there, for me, I'm going to bounce pretty much mainly between the hub and the Builder app. Those will be my two like main business building tools and resources. Okay. So make sure that you guys have your head down and you're really focusing on this and you know what it is that you want. And then the last thing that I want to touch on, if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, I did make a post about it in the team page. I want you guys to know. So, for those of you who don't know, I lost my Facebook, my big Facebook, like the one with the 100,000 followers. I lost that in March. Well, I lost it in February. I got it back for a week and then they took it away again and I haven't had it since March. And so our team page had tons and tons and tons and tons of trainings and videos and all of this stuff that went away when I lost my Facebook. So our Facebook was bare and it was extremely overwhelming because I just had lots and lots of training. And then not, was it last week? I don't know. Last week or like a week and a half ago or something like that, I got my Facebook back. So now our team page has a ton of like all of a sudden, if you guys have looked in the guides or anything like that, there's all of a sudden a ton of trainings and there's a ton more posts and stuff like that because I've gotten it back. So, but a lot of that stuff is now outdated. So, if you guys are seeing weird things or stuff that isn't updated to what is current, that is why. And I have to go back and update everything. I'm excited. I'm excited to have it back and I'm excited to connect with everybody and have my pictures and all that. So that's why our team page looks a little weird. So if you missed this, make sure that you are taking a screenshot, okay? This Diamond Standard series training is going to be every other week, bi-weekly, and these are all going to be by diamond leaders, all six-figure earners, through December. Okay, and they're going to be so good. I get the honor of kicking this off, but these are not going to be basic trainings. Okay, these are going to be higher level. Like if you were sitting across from me and you were like, Jade, I want to be a diamond leader. I want to make five figures a month. I want to not just make enough money to get by and afford my bills and all these things, but I want to do like big shit. What do I need to do? That's what these trainings are going to be. Okay. So make sure you take a screenshot of this. Make sure that you plug it into your planner. Make sure that you have like an alarm set for that. Make it a priority. Try to get on to these live. These are going to be Sunday nights. Okay. Do you guys need any more time to screenshot? Probably not. Okay. These are going to be so good and I'm so excited about it. The Diamond Leaders, a part of our big team. You guys are just next level. So good. Most of these people have earned awards at convention for being top enrollers, top producers, top leadership producers. And so it's going to be really special. Okay. All right. You ready? So let's talk a little bit about this time of year. Okay. Do I have permission to have a real, like, can we like have like just like a real conversation? And again, how do I make this stupid thing go down? Go down. Go down. Go down. I need to sit. Hold on. My girls played in my office on my birthday. That was Sunday. and they trashed my office. And so I took my walking pad out of here and I put it in the living room today so I could work. And I just did it in the living room because I didn't want to clean my office. And so now everything's like all goofy and messed up. Okay. So, what I want to talk to you guys about with this time of year is truly the magic of what you can do with your business. So, I want to like hop back for just a second and I want to talk about what I did when I first got started that I realized was solid gold. That once I figured it out and I started just duplicating the exact same thing every single year, every single year, every single year, that just allowed me to just explode my business and my income and help a crap ton of people. And which is cool because a lot of people don't know how to observe the things that they do. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. I always say, look at last month and ask yourself what did not go good, well at all that I'm going to leave in last month and I'm never going to do it again. What worked really, really well that I want to do going forward, and what do I need to do? Like, what do I need to add to what I'm doing? So, what am I dropping? What am I taking? And what am I picking up? Okay. And so I've been doing this since I started my business in 2013. And so it was this time of year, it was the slowest time of year. I did not know anything better. And I came into my business building it on social media with an extremely small following. How many of you guys have less than 500 followers? You're like, girl, I'm a pilgrim. I get it. That's exactly where I was. I had to start everything from scratch. And that was way before there was no stories, there was no reels, there was no TikTok, there wasn't even Instagram. It was just a very different time. I had to build this business brick by brick. Okay. And so, what I learned in this time that I did right was that my mindset behind the success of my business was I really did not care how hard I had to work. I didn't really care what it was that I had to do. I didn't care how many people I had to talk to or how many times I had to follow up with someone. I didn't care because I didn't know any different. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that there was somebody who every single time she talked to 10 people, she'd enroll one. That's not what it was for me. I truly, completely cut myself off from comparing myself to anybody else. I was like, when you hear the term blinders on, I was like deaf ears, blinders were on. I was blind. I knew nothing. I knew nothing that was going on with anybody else other than the fact of what my goal was and that I was going to do whatever it took to obtain that because I learned to believe that whatever was set on my heart and the reason why I was here, that it was set on my heart for a reason because I was already meant to be successful. So if I was already meant to be successful, then that just means that as long as I keep going on the path, that at some point, somehow, the chips are going to fall and everything is going to be like I'm going to end up being where I want to be. So when I got started with my business, I posted all the time. I talked to all the people, and there would be some days I literally felt like I was talking to 100 people, and I would maybe have one or two people answer. And then 3 days, I would keep doing this. 3 days later, I'd message 20 people. I'd get 20 responses. I could barely keep up. But what I did was is I made my business be more like a game. Because how many of you guys have this like you have this emotional attachment to your business to where sometimes it feels like it almost causes more anxiety than like excitement of being able to do something because you're constantly just like it's like it puts you in a chokehold of like what if it doesn't happen you know what I mean? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And then it starts to be a lot and then we fall into this thing of like oh I'm like so anxious like I can't do whatever. We can't do that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. But the real like general sense, if you guys want like the Cliffs Notes of what I did, I talked to so many ever loving damn people. I wrote them down in my planner. I'm gonna go get my planner and I will show you. I wrote them in my planner. I followed up with them every single freaking Friday. Where's my planner? I followed up with them every single Friday. I did not care if they enrolled or not. I stayed there because I learned the hard way from this girl that I went to cosmetology school with. Her name was Cassie. I will never forget this. I only needed to learn this lesson one time. I was working so freaking hard. Um, and I was reaching out to all these people, and I did not follow up with this girl named Cassie that I went to cosmetology school with because I was like, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. I was afraid of what people are going to think about me. And I did not message her. And finally, there was some sort of sale or some sort of deal or whatever. And I was like super brave that day. And I reached back out to her and I followed up with her. And she said to me, "Oh my God, I already enrolled. Oh my gosh, I enrolled because of you. I've been watching your story. I've been watching your posts. And I ended up enrolling with someone else that was like in our town or whatever." And I thought to myself, I was so annoyed. Have you guys ever had this happen to you? I was so annoyed and so pissed. And I was like, if we had been talking and we've had many conversations and I followed up with her a few times and she's watching all of my posts all the time, why is it that when she was ready to get started, why didn't she message me? Why the hell didn't she message me? And so I asked her that. I said, if you were inspired by me, why didn't you enroll with me? And she said it was because I stopped following up with her. So she thought that I did not want her anymore. People are so damn weird. We are like every single one of us are just like walking around afraid that we're going to be rejected by everybody. The people you're talking to, they're afraid they're going to be rejected by you, and the people you're talking to, you're afraid you're going to be rejected by them. Do you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's nonsense. That was the last time I needed to learn that lesson. So what I started to do in this season, which it just so happened to be the season that I got started, I just started talking to everybody. This was a game of how many people can I have a back and forth conversation with? And then every single Friday, I'm going to just follow up with them because that's when most people get paid. And then I'm just going to wash, rinse, and repeat every single freaking day. So my planner ends up looking like this. It's just a game. How many people can Jade talk to every single freaking day? That's all that this is. And I have learned that it is a numbers game. That if I talk to them and I get to the bottom of the conversation, Ryan, I get to the end of the conversation where I'm actually getting to where we're talking about the price and I'm like, are you ready to enroll right now or not? And I'm getting them on my planner that they will enroll. And I did this April. No, not April, wrong A. August, September, October, November, December. And then January came. And I still enrolled a little bit along the way. I think I enrolled like probably 2 or 3 brand partners a month. Like it wasn't very much at all. Compared to the like 500 people a month that I was talking to, I was enrolling like 3. But I did not stop because I became completely detached to this weird emotional attachment that I had had at one point of what it meant about me when people didn't reply. How many of you guys have done that? Be honest. If you finally grow enough balls to reach out to someone because you really think that they would be good and you send them the message and then they look at it and they don't reply and you're like, I suck. I'm the biggest sucker in the whole world. I suck so much. I suck at sucking. And we start to do this like crazy like thing where we like hate ourselves, we self-loathe, and then we feel sorry for ourselves, and then we do the weird chokehold thing and blah 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 blah. Right? So I became so detached. I didn't care. I already knew. Like, newsflash, people are not going to reply to me. Newsflash, there are people who tell me that they're going to order on Friday and they don't. There's people who tell me they still don't have money. So what if I made this a game? I believed that I'm going to have whatever I want because I'm going to have it. I'm already worthy of it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have it because that is the thing that I want and that's what I desire and it is good and it is pure. It is for the best of my home and my family and all of these things. I believe that I'm going to have it. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And so if I'm going to have this thing, and I also kind of know that as long as I just keep talking to people and I'm following up with them, at some point I'm enrolling people. What if I just completely take away this really strange emotional response that I have to everything? That if I make a post and someone doesn't like it, that does not mean my post sucks. Just so you know, if you make a post and someone doesn't like it, it doesn't mean your post sucks. If you message someone and they look at it but they don't reply, it doesn't mean your message sucks. It doesn't mean you suck. We have to completely Stop doing this downward spiral thing. And we have to get this like emotional intelligence and this solidness that every little thing in your life is not a sign. But we look for these signs because we're trying to so badly. Sometimes, are you guys picking up what I'm dropping? We try so badly to look for signs that we're going to be successful. How the hell am I going to be successful if I messaged Kayla and she didn't reply? How am I supposed to be successful if I made a reel today and only 100 people saw it, but when Lauren posts her reels, 1,000 people see it? How am I going to be successful? I'm looking for signs. What you're really doing is you're looking for signs of why it's not going to work rather than paying attention to the signs of why it is. But regardless, if we're constantly letting our emotions and how we feel about our business and how we feel about our capabilities be determined by the signs that we get that day, we you're going to lose your mind. It would be like letting our life be determined by the weather. I can't control the clouds. Like if and when it rains, I can't control that. You can control you and your mindset and your brain, okay? And emotionally detaching from the thing that I want and just believing no matter what that this is going to be mine regardless and that I'm worthy of it. And all I have to do is work my ass off every single freaking day and make it a game. Jade posts. She talks to the people, she writes them down, she follows up with them, and at some point, they enroll. Repeat. What if that became your game? How much more freer would you feel? You'd be like, well, shit, if it was a game, I mean, you would just go balls to the wall. You would stop carrying around a backpack with like 500 pounds in it because you're just constantly looking for reasons why you suck. I'm not going to tell you reasons why you suck because you don't suck. You would not be here if you sucked. I'm sorry. I won't be that person for you. Okay, welcome to the first place in the world full of all kinds of kinds that I will do nothing but tell you that you're wildly capable and that you need to stop caring what other people think and you just need to go do the damn thing. Because the people that you care about what they think, 9 times out of 10, they're never going to buy from you and they're never going to join your team. So what do they do for you? You know, those of you guys that are worried about people that you work with, you're worried about old uplines that used to be, or people, your peers, maybe you were with another company and every single thing that you do is determined by what if you, this fear of like looking stupid or whatever. I saw this amazing reel and he said, he goes, I want you to sit down and I want you to write down all of the things that you are not willing to do to be successful in your business. And there is going to be someone out there that achieves the things that you want to achieve because they were willing to do those things or most of those things. And most of it's just garbage in our head. Okay. So this says manifesting. If that is weird to you, just ignore that part because really what this is it's just about your energy and it's about your belief. Okay. So understand what's going to be understandable for you in the way that it's going to be believable. Okay. So detachment and the ladder of belief. Um, in the terms that I'm using manifestation again to address this is if I touch my face right here enough with germs on my finger, a pimple will manifest. It will become, okay? Because of what I'm doing. And that is what I'm talking about. All right. So, and you can take pictures or whatever you want, okay? Your energy of today creates your tomorrow, truly. Just so I said this at the beginning, what you do today is building your Black Friday business. What I did when I got started in August, it built my business right now, but the hundreds of people that I was talking to every single month, hundreds of people, and I was enrolling like 3 to 5, the proportions didn't seem right. I was really judging myself for that, right? Like, how many of you guys have done that? You're like, these things, they don't feel like they mesh. But that is just how this season is every single year, always. This is just how this is. So if you stop working against it and you flow with the current instead of against the current, you get to go faster. Okay. So the way that you describe your present right now becomes your prescription for the future. If you say, I'm not successful yet, I am not this, people are not enrolling, I am not that, no one likes my stuff, no one likes this, no one likes that, you're literally just calling in more of all of those things that you don't want because what you're doing is you're showing up from a place of no one wants this. So if I'm waking up today and I'm like, no one wants this, no one's going to buy from me, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm weird, I'm that, I'm whatever, that is literally the personality that I'm going to become. I am one of the most, let me put this into perspective for you, okay? I have multiple $1 million trophies behind me. I've accomplished a hell of a lot of things. I got a big ass check behind me that's $100,000, okay? I've achieved amazing things, but there was still a time in my life because of what like three people said to me. I listened to them so deeply that I spiraled and I was like, I suck. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to train. My voice doesn't matter anymore. No one cares to listen to me. My story doesn't matter anymore. I don't make an impact. So tell me, if that's what I believed about myself, would I show up and share my story? No. Why would I really share my story if I think that no one wants to hear it anyways? If I think that I'm not going to be of impact, am I really going to do anything impactful? No, because I already believe I'm not of impact. So I stopped showing up in the way that I am capable of because of these stories that I was saying in my brain over and over and over. And not a single one of it was the truth. Not one of it. People would say to me, "What are you talking about? Your resume is like long and hard, dude. This is insane." And I was like, I literally do not care what you say to me. I do not believe you 1 second because of the beliefs that I had in my brain. But the moment I shifted how I was thinking, how I showed up, it was easy. It was literally effortless. It didn't, I mean, it's like the most effortless thing to be yourself, truly, when you really are being yourself. Everything just meshed and came together because I started showing up. I was like, everybody needs to hear my story. Everybody needs to hear about the things I have gone through and the things that I am doing and the things that I'm accomplishing. That is going to change lives. I'm more likely to share my story when I'm coming from that place. Does this make sense? Right. Right, Kim. And it's so hard because sometimes it's sometimes it's not even about being negative all the time. I know what it's like to go through so much life and be just hit over and over and over and over and over. And sometimes you just get so emotionally and mentally tired carrying all of this stuff that you just like don't even care anymore. It gets so hard, and I get that. I get that so so much. But I think really what it is it's what you think these things mean about you. Kind of like what I was saying earlier. Like, well, if Kayla doesn't answer my message and I'm posting about this and this and I'm putting myself out there, that must mean that I suck. All this stuff is happening to me because I'm not good enough. Of course, this stuff is happening to me because I'm not worthy of whatever, whatever. And when we think and we believe these things about ourselves, it completely changes the way that you just exist. And the way that you exist is what creates what you end up having. Does this make sense? Okay. So when you shift from this, I'm not successful, no one wants this, no one wants that, or whatever, that's just what you're going to get a lot more of. But when you shift into this, I'm already thriving and I am already enough, you become this match for exactly that. Okay. Detachment is your freedom. Attachment says, I need this to be happy. I want to like look you guys in the eyes for a second when I say this to you. I know that every single one of you guys, including myself, this pays for my everything. This business does. But did you know that even if you weren't successful, did you know that like that you're still going to be okay? Even if you don't have these things that you think that you need to have in order to feel full and complete, you're actually going to be completely okay. You're going to be okay, even if you don't have it. There was a time where I had to talk myself through, and it is the best therapy ever to be like, okay, well, if it falls apart, then what? Just sobbing. Well, like, then what? Then we're not gonna have money, then I'm not gonna eat, then I have to dig in a hole and die, and then everything's, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. But not really, because there's money everywhere. Is that really what's gonna happen? No. So if you take yourself down this worst case scenario, and then what? 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 But is that really actually the truth? Honestly, we're like hyping ourselves up half the time, carrying around all this crazy anxiety about like fear for the future when really we're like acting like we're about to be attacked by a bear and there's no bear. There's zero bear, right? So attachment says, I need this to be happy. I need to have comments on my stuff to be happy. I need this stuff to feel successful and feel whole because how is what I want with my business and how is me getting to where I want to go even going to happen if I don't have this, and this? But the feeling of need is always going to come from a feeling of lack because if you need something, it means that you don't have it. Okay? When you need something, you're telling the universe or God, whoever it is, like, I don't have this. And that's exactly what we will continue to bring into our life is the absence of what we desire. Detachment says, I'll be okay no matter what. When you know you're whole, no matter whether or not the thing comes, the pressure goes away. And the pressure is what the problem is. Does that make sense to you? It's the freaking pressure. That's the problem. Now, I know some of you guys are like, I thrive under pressure. I love pressure. I feel like I've done so great under pressure. But you did great under pressure at a time that you literally were like, I don't care what ends up happening. I'm going after my goal. I'm going after the thing. Do you guys know what I'm saying? I was working with one of our leaders today, and one of her newer people messaged her and said, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And so we did some stuff, did some work or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, what are you going to do from here? And she's like, well, with or without her, I'm going where I'm going. I'm like, exactly. That's the magic. It is the wit, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who comments. It doesn't matter who fills up my inbox. I will go to them. I say this all the time. Success doesn't just happen to you, you happen to it. And when you make this decision that no matter what happens, no matter how anything looks, you know that this thing that you want so badly, this rank, this income, whatever it may be, you can see it so freaking clear that if you just show up because you know that you already deserve it and that you're meant to have this, you're already enough just because you are, it's just going to happen anyways. All of a sudden, all the stress melts off. I literally do not care if I have to talk to 10 people or 1,000 people today. I don't care. I I give I give no fucks. I don't know another word. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean I suck because Thursday I might have to message nobody because I have something that goes viral. You know what I'm saying? Nothing means nothing about me. I'm detached from it. So when you know you're whole, whether or not this thing comes, the pressure dissolves, your goals become fun and they become expansive and they become lighthearted. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, everything comes together. People are coming out of the woodwork. Why is this happening? Have you guys ever like heard, or maybe even you, maybe you guys can relate. I'll be like really excited to know this. Have any of you guys like been trying to look for like your significant other, but as soon as you stopped looking, all of a sudden they like just kind of popped out of nowhere? Did this happen to anybody? Like the moment you just stopped trying, Kim said yes. She's festive as heck right now with her skull shirt on because it's sweater weather. I'm so excited, okay? This kind of stuff happens all the time. The moment I stop trying, then XYZ happens. It's the pressure that we put on ourselves because we think that XYZ and whatever means something about us. That's what ends up ruining everything. That's what you carry every single day. That's why in a 31 calendar day month, you work like hard 8 days because you finally grow enough balls to work that one day. And you're like, I gave. I talked to all these people and nothing happened. And then you spend the next 4 days feeling sorry for yourself and wondering what it means about you and questioning your sanity and questioning if you're good enough. And you guys know what I'm saying? But if you'd said, you were like, no, dude, I'm going to have these things because I'm going to have them. I'm going to show up as someone who is worthy. I'm going to show up as someone who already had, like, your story matters. I don't care what your story is, your story matters. I grew up in a town so freaking small, you guys. I was so naive, and I thought I was the only person that had the life that I had because no one that I knew lived the same life as me. And then I got into this business and I met people from all over the world. And I was one of like 10,000. You're not alone. There is someone with a story almost identical to you. And one of the smartest things I ever learned was that what if I stopped feeling sorry for myself and I looked at all of these things that have happened to me over my life and I say, well, this is only going to be for nothing if I don't do anything with it. What if I make this not all for nothing? What if I take my story and the things that I've been through and the hurt and the pain and all of these things that I have survived and persevered and I just share that and I help one person? What if I take my happy juice story, me literally like crawling out of the depths of hell, and I just share this every single day because I believe that there is one person that needs to hear this to know that they don't have to live like this anymore. And I share it because I already know that I already know that I'm worthy. And that knowingness, just so you guys know, that didn't come easy. I had to build that muscle. That confidence is a muscle. You will never have confidence before. Like, you have to do the things and not die and keep doing it and start to get results. And that's how that muscle builds. You will never, ever, ever be like, I'm confident. Well, you do sometimes. The 8 days a week, 8 days out of the month that you like really work hardcore, imagine doing that every day. Because your confidence, my confidence that I have doesn't come from me having all the answers, knowing how the cookie's going to crumble, know how everything's going to come together. I have no idea. My confidence comes from I'm going to be okay no matter what. I'm going to show up. I don't care. My entire team could quit tomorrow and I'm still going. That's where my confidence comes from. That I am my own Swiss Army knife. Not that I'm waiting every single day for someone to drop one off on my porch. Does that make sense? And every single one of you has that inside of you. How do you harness that? Start with the conversations that you're having and the people that you surround yourself with. You can't change your spouse and you can't change your family. Like, you can't, like, once you guys start to really work on your mindset, when I first started to work on my mindset, I so quickly started to realize that, like, damn, my husband's so negative. Like, ooh, everybody sucks and everybody's negative. And like, my job wasn't to judge them. Don't judge them. Don't try to change anybody. My husband naturally changed as I changed. I didn't have to force him to do anything. That's not my job. My job is to focus on myself. So I started to work on me. I worked on that every single day. I don't have people around me in my physical realm here, like at my home and where I live, to sit around and have these in-depth conversations. So I started to listen to podcasts. I started to listen to audios. I started to listen to YouTube, surrounding myself constantly with people who are telling me that I can do it. They didn't even know who I was. They didn't know who I am, but they're telling me I can do it. Sometimes I think that we listen to the people who know us best that tell us that we are not, that we can't do it, and we take that so personally. But what you have to understand is that when you have someone who comes from where you come from start to do things that you're too scared to do, the only thing that you can do to make yourself feel better about what that person's doing is to poke fun at it, make fun of it, shame it. You see someone who's making more money than you, oh, well, they must have, done this, and that. They must have done terrible things in order to get that, right? You see what I'm saying? So people are going to do that to you. The people who know you best are not even thinking about you when they're thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. I'm 100% real. There is not a single person that you currently know that you need to buy something from you or join your team in order for you to be successful. I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me. She's my half sister from my dad. I've been doing this for almost 13 years. I've been extremely successful, and that girl has not bought one product from me in the last 13 years. And every trophy up there states that I did not need that. You don't need anybody that you know to believe in you. 99.9% of your business will come from completely other states from people who do not know you at all. But I really think that that's like the biggest magic of this business is that you're going to meet people who like you're going to meet your most. I mean, how many of you guys have met, whether you're friends still now, but you have met the most incredible people through this business, through who you've been connected to? I'm going to tell you something. If you let today be month one, if you're like, I'm Jade Hooper and September is going to be like my first real month and I'm going to show up and I'm just going to be me and I'm going to know my story's amazing and that I'm worth it. And I'm just going to go out there and I don't care what happens. I know that I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it every damn day, no matter what it looks like. And I'm going to show up and I'm going to play the game. I'm going to talk to as many people as I can. I don't care if they come to me or if I come to them. It doesn't matter anything about me either way. And I'm going to write them down. I'm going to follow up with them every week. And I'm going to wash, rinse, and repeat this every single day for the next 4 months. You guys are like, you just you're gonna look back on January 1st and you're gonna be like, holy shit, I just didn't really realize that it was that simple. But we're like perpetually just trying to make things so overcomplicated all the time. I do the exact same thing. So this is you guys, this is the ladder of belief. Okay. So I want you to think of this like the ladder you climb, but I should have drawn it because it would have been better, but because down here would be need. Okay. The energy of need, we have to get out of that feeling ASAP. Oh my God, I love that Madison's practicing with her lashes right now. I love that. Okay. So step one is this place. This is the chokehold. This is the pressure. The I need this. I don't have it. I must have it. And when you are in this space of lack, it is suffocating and it will not go away until you go from I need this to I want it. Okay? Does this make sense? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to step out of the energy of I need this or I will die. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not going to die. I can go sell nipple pictures on OnlyFans. I will find a way to make money. If my whole business, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. There's always a way. One of the smartest things that my mom has ever said to me in my lowest low is you have options. And that's a good thing. So chill the hell out. Everybody has options, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go from this energy of I need this to I want it. I want is such an energy of abundance. It's the I'd love to have this. Do you guys feel that though? Do you like feel how that's different? I need to have the focus on five. No, I want that focus on five. I want that. Everybody needs it. I'll have leaders come to me and I'll be like, all right, who's killing it on their team? And they're like, well, Susie needs this so bad. And I was like, who the hell doesn't? That means nothing. That doesn't mean nothing. We don't care about who needs it. Hi, Becky. Okay. So we're gonna go from need to want. Want is that energy of abundance. Now we're right there. Okay. Then the next level from want is believe. We're going from, I'd like to have this. This would be so cool. I'm daydreaming, okay? But now the next step is this is possible for me. I can have this. This is okay. See what I was saying before, where I was saying like, I'm gonna have this. This thing that I want, where I want to go, gold, $2,000 a month. This is, I can do this. This is possible. I'm capable of this. Do you see, can you guys like feel how that just takes it up like a different level and how different it is? When you say these things like out loud, we don't really think anything of it. But when you're seeing it, now you're realizing it. So we're going from a place of lack to now the vibe is like abundance. Like, okay, I'd like to have that. I'd like to have these things to energy of alignment. And this is like where we're just magnets. This is just quantum physics, bro. This is just science. You've got like an electromagnetic field. They can literally measure you with a photon reader. You've got brightness coming. Like, have you guys ever seen like CIA shows where they've got like the heat measuring thing? You've got energy coming off you. That's energy. It's just science. That's all it is. All right. And then, last but not least, then we want to go from the energy of I believe this is possible for me into I know this is already mine. Come hell or high water, I don't care that I'm doing that. I don't care how many people I have to talk to or who's going to quit and who's going to come and who's going to not. I trust the process. I know that I'm meant here. I'm here for a reason. That is the energy or the vibe or whatever you want to call it of certainty. And if you can stay somewhere between want, believe, and know, you kind of just hover there most of the time, you're going to see how different you feel. And this is how you get out of that chokehold. Okay? Because you're going, like, for real, you're going to mess up. Okay? You're going to mess up. You're going to miss bonuses. You're gonna forget to move one of your brand partners. You're like, at some point in the game, something's gonna get messed up. Things are gonna happen that are not ideal. And the best thing that you can do along the way over these next 4 months, if you're like, fine, Jade, bet, let's do this. I'll play along for the next 4 months with what you're saying. Let's just see what happens. I'm not telling you that all of a sudden it's going to be puppy dogs and rainbows. But what I'm telling you is that all of this outside garbage and noise and all this stuff, it doesn't mean anything about you. It's not a sign all of a sudden that you're not going to be successful. It doesn't mean anything. That if you learn this emotional stability, that you're just determined as hell, and that instead of paying attention to what you don't want, you're going to pay attention to more of what you do, that everything around you is going to shift. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be happier. You're going to feel more exciting to be around. And all of a sudden, it feels like success just is happening to you all the time. But really, you happen to it. Does that make sense? And it's so freaking simple. Like this says, most people live at the bottom, which is that need. But the power comes from when you rise into knowing. And maybe you need to take a picture of this. I wish I would have done it from bottom to top, but it is what it is. And you can walk yourself through this place when you start to feel like you're freaking out and losing your crap and you feel like the whole world is falling apart and you say, I'm not going to die. How many of you guys have heard me say that a million times in the past? I'm like, you're not going to die. No one said death by messaging people. No one said death by following up. You're not going to die. And you're not going to die if you don't have it. And I know what it feels like because it sure as hell feels like you're dying. But you're not. I promise. One of the biggest things here is gratitude shifts everything. And I'll tell you what, over the last 12 years, or however the hell long it's been at this point, when we were celebrating my birthday, of course, there are so many things that I want to do with my business. And part of me is sad. Like and and I want you guys to just hear these things because I think it's so important for you to maybe relate on any level, but also like hear it from me as well. Like, I feel like I have barely even brushed the top of like who I am and what I'm capable of for my own business, for you guys, for our team, because I had to go through a lot of stuff. And all of a sudden, 2 years has gone by. It was like the quickest 2 years ever. It's so crazy. So when we were sitting there and we were singing happy birthday and I blew out my candle, instead of sitting here and wishing upon a star and being like, I want 30K months and, 11 billion in volume and like all this money coming in. Do you know what I did first instead? I said, I am so freaking grateful for everything that I have. I literally sat there forever. Lennox was trying to blow out my candles because I was taking my sweet time. But I was like, I'm so grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my income. I'm grateful for every single freaking thing that I have because I don't need more. I want more, but I don't need it. And I came from a grateful place. And I don't care if all you can do in some moments is just like sit there and be grateful that you're breathing. Do it. Because there's some people who are not, right? When you're frustrated or you're displeased, that's your cue. You got to shift into gratitude and gratitude for what you survived, gratitude for what you've built, gratitude for what's unfolding. Gratitude anchors you in abundance. And at the very least, will bring you more of what you're grateful for. And that is hell of a lot better than having more of what you don't, right? Yeah. Perspective is power. This is, I think one of my gifts is perspective. This is a big one, guys. Perspective is power. Actually, I think perspective is your superpower. That might have been something that was on behind me when I was on stage, maybe. I don't know. I want you to look at every single thing that you have already come through. And I know that you're not where you want to be. And I know that December 31st is going to come and you're going to look at your life and you're going to look at all the things that you haven't done and where you wish you were and how you just thought you'd be so much further. You thought this, you thought that, or all of these things. But what you need to do instead is you need to look through all of the things that, even when you had no idea how it was going to come together, it did. And how you did make it out on the other side. And that if someone would have told you that this is how it was going to play out, you would have never believed them anyways. That's what all this is going to look like. There is no magic 8 ball. There are no signs to tell you of how these things are going to come together. There's nothing that you can do in your business that's going to determine that you won't be successful. There's no mistake that you can make. When you look at everything that you've come through and all the things that you thought would take you out, but they didn't, the hard things, the heavy things, the things that put you in a chokehold every single day and you thought they would break you, but they didn't. You're here. And I think it's so freaking important to remember that you're already a survivor. But not only that, because for me, when I'm like, I'm a survivor, I feel like I'm a victim. It's just proof that you are freaking strong, that you are capable. You are capable. You are already capable. Maybe some of you guys have had success once upon a time before and you're like, I've made so much money. Do you want to know what's crazy to me? Someone was messaging me today and they were like all up in a funk over something because they have only made like $1,000 or more like a few times in their business. And so she didn't feel like she was successful. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, says who? If you have made like if you are consistently making like this is what I'm saying. We think that things mean things, but you're the only one putting those meanings to those things because the same thing that you think is a problem, someone else can be sitting here being like that is the most amazing thing I've ever heard of in my life. Maybe you mass enrolled 300 brand partners from TikTok in March and you were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And then every single one of them quit maybe in, the next month. And you're like, "Now I suck." And I'm over here thinking, "Go do it again." You just freaking enrolled 300 people. That's a lot you just made a lot of money. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about the power of your perspective. Okay? Like I said before, and I've explained this, I want you guys to know, I have been in the place of need, and I have thought to myself that I need success, and I need my business to grow, and I need the recognition, and I need this, and I need that, and I don't have this, and I don't have that, and it kept me spinning and spiraling and going freaking crazy. But the moment that I detached from all of those things, from the things that I need, and the moment that I remembered that I've already survived everything that I have ever been through, especially I would say over the last 5 years for sure, everything shifted. Okay. And there was not one time that I became enough or, the best or a good leader or a good whatever because of the goals that I hit. It was because of the person that I became along the way. All of everything that I'm saying is because of the experiences that I have had. Even maybe you just went through it, you're going through it right now. The late Marianne Zastro, who was my grandma, always said that rough seas make for a skilled sailor. So you're over here feeling sorry for yourself that you've had a really hard time when really you're just like one hell of a freaking captain and you know how to navigate through anything. And that's a way to really look at it from a different perspective. Okay. So the moment that you stop needing and you start knowing, you not only become a match for what you desire, but you also realize that you've been whole all along and that you didn't need any of that and all the things that everybody said about you and how they made you feel, that that's not the truth of who you are, but you spiraled and let that become your personality. So now it's just time to remember who you are and just start walking that walk and talk the talk. And again, all the bumps and all the things that happen along the way, they don't mean anything about you at all. But you guys have to know that that's what this is going to look like. Okay. And I know that that's like a little bit of a reach for what the magic of this year is about this time of year, but that is just the God's honest truth. That's what the power of this time of year is that I said this in our leadership chat for those of you guys that are in there. I said, this time of year, this is what made me $1 million. It wasn't the people that I was enrolling in my big months where I was enrolling like 20, 30 brand partners and everything. I enrolled 20, 30 brand partners a month because of what I did right now, because of what I did when it was slow, because of what I did when it was quiet. That's when it matters, right? Like Levi, when he plays football, the success of him playing football on Thursday night, it has nothing to do with Thursday night. It's about what he does every single freaking day when he's at school, when he's at practice, when he's working. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing. So when you see me enrolling 11 billion people, you are going to know exactly when I did that. And you might have to work 3 times as hard right now to get your focus on 5 done as you did in the spring. It doesn't mean you suck. What if it meant nothing at all and you just did it? Wouldn't that just feel so much better? I'm not judging you. You're the only one that's judging you, not me. I don't care. Okay? All right. Do you guys have any questions? Sorry, I know we were on for a long time. Shut up. I just got this text message. The only person who can stop you is you, and the only person who can show up and make it happen is also you. So show up for the life that you want. I love that. I love that. Okay. All right, you guys. Any questions? Any aha moments? Anything that you're like, well, damn. Did you guys get pictures? I hope you did. Okay. Can you send that to us? Send what? What do you need? You're so welcome, Kim. The quote I read out. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Couple other little tidbits and then we'll get going. We are going to be closing our team chat on Facebook. We have to graduate to greener pastures because we're too big for that chat. So that will be closing and I'll be sending out an email about that too. And we'll be using Telegram, so I'll make sure that I get the link out to everybody. So I'm sure you guys are tired, especially if you're on East Coast, because I'm freaking getting tired. So, all right, you guys, that's all. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Have a good rest of your night. Close out this sale. Make sure that you're on the corporate call tomorrow because it's really, really cool. I'm very, very excited. Okay. All right, guys. Love you all so much. We'll see you later.